Yeah, I love that part. There's a couple things I want to talk about.
Hmm.
You mentioned, so you talked about your career shifted because I love to talk more about that because you started out with identity as a soccer player. Obviously, then as you continue to grow and mature and learn that you're like, I'm actually a lot bigger than that, just like part of soccer, and then this is part of life. A lot of people would have said, they were brokenhearted. I gave all my heart and soul for like a decade, and I didn't get anything back. But you actually took on a different approach. And everything you talked about, what I love about it in Remarkable Parenting Academy is we call growth mindset. You don't see mistakes as mistakes, rather than lessons learned. You also see that this is a path of mastery. So, at what point did you I still love soccer. It's still my core. It's still my identity. How did you shift from being a player to now a coach? What inspired you? What transitioned?
So I remember how I mentioned that my mission has always been to give back, right? There was a point where I was learning all of these different tools, even when I was like 16, 17 years old. Like I started doing this really young, but I was learning all these tools to help myself develop an elite mindset, manage my time, connect with myself a little bit more because I had all this alone time. I was like, well, I need to, learn more about myself and develop a relationship with myself as well. And there are all these little things, how to have more confidence, right? Break through the self-doubt, break through my limiting beliefs. All of these things, like they started to develop over time. So I just started like thinking to myself, well, why am I waiting to get to a certain point in my life to share this with other people when there are so many people right now who could benefit from it? Literally at like 16 years old, I started doing these like speeches in front of my class on things like gratitude, on things like self-belief, on things like, confidence and empowerment and leadership and self-leadership. And eventually that led me onto this journey of doing more coaching, right? And we're not talking about like necessarily technical coaching, like coaching kids how to play soccer, even though I did do that quite a bit, but it was more about helping them as individuals, as human beings, right? Be the absolute best versions of themselves. And if I can just help them get a little bit better as human beings, and that's on and off the soccer field and whatever they're doing in life, then that can make a difference, right? Because that creates a ripple effect. That's how that sort of started to come about. And then eventually I started to get more fulfillment from doing that than playing. Like playing was the thing that I was doing for myself, and I still play to this day for myself. And then I realized, well, if I'm getting more fulfillment somewhere else, why don't I focus more of my time and energy towards that and continue to feed my love for the game by just playing for fun, enjoying it. And now, funnily enough, I'm actually getting a lot more fulfillment from just playing with my friends. And I play 3 to 4 times a week right now. I love it. I love it. I haven't felt so connected to the game as I do right now, and it's such a beautiful thing. And yeah, it's just by making that one shift, and it's not about giving up. I didn't give up. Things just shifted for me, right? I made a decision and I just feel so much better right now. And it all came from me just feeling drawn towards something else.
That's beautiful. As you're talking about this, it reminds me of a great coach, John Wooden, who was a former UCLA basketball coach. And everything you talked about, is his ideology. Right? Number one. Number two, to kind of connect the dots with that, I'm a big fan of Ted Lasso. If you guys
Yes.
haven't watched it, go watch it.
Go watch it.
It's so beautifully done because it talks about leadership, it talks about development, it talks about motivation. You see the dynamics in the team. It's really awesome. I think it's one
Yeah.
of the best shows I've ever put on. And on top of that, my other favorite person is Brene Brown. So they actually did an interview, a podcast interview. It was so cool. Anyway, so cool to listen to all of this. So let's go ahead and wrap up. Thank you for sharing all your wisdom. It is so helpful. If there's one message you want to share with parents who perhaps is struggling or they want to take their kids to the next level, what would it be?
I would tell parents to be on the same team as your teen. Don't be their coach. Don't put yourself on a different level as them. Be on their team. And if they want it and they really, really want it bad for themselves, then you support them and be their teammate with it, right? You can be the captain of that team and maybe help them as a leadership role, but be on their team, right? You do not want to come across as someone who is outside, who doesn't understand where they're coming from. So that means, yeah, connect with them, ask them questions, understand how they're feeling, what they're going through, what they're experiencing, and then you can help them navigate their different challenges and their path and their journey that way instead of coming at it from an outsider's perspective. And ultimately, let them drive it. Let your kid drive their journey. If they truly want it for themselves, that's what they'll do, and they'll make it happen, and you can be there to support them along the way.
Beautiful. Love it. Okay, let's go ahead and wrap up. Until then, live purposely, love passionately, and be the most remarkable parent that you can always be. We'll see you future episode. Thank you so much, Rehan, to be on our show. You've dropped a lot of really good wisdom. I hope the parents and you guys listening out there, you got a lot out of this episode. We'll see you future episodes.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.